Assalamu alaikum. I'm Dr. Asim Karim and you're watching my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk about converting a thesis into an article for publication. I hope you find this lecture useful and informative. Let's proceed to the discussion. First, the question is why we publish. And there are two fundamental reasons for publishing your research or publishing the research. First, publishing is an academic requirement, and if you're part of an academia, you're bound to contribute to the professional development of the institution and yourself through a rigorous process of research. Academically, it is also essential to gain a better performance index. The second reason is that research is a social activity. Hence, it would help society if you publish and share your thought with the larger public through publication. Let's talk. What is a thesis? Thesis is an academic requirement carried on under supervision. It is a lengthy document consisting of chapters in a proper sequence. It contains a substantial introduction, a comprehensive literature review, a significant discussion of the theoretical framework, an exhaustive discussion on the topic, and a comprehensive conclusion. Finally, the researcher needs to submit it for examination and defense. Now, what is an article? An article is a more focused form of academic writing with a recommended range of words. Typically, words from 5,000 to 8,000 make good content for an article. Then it consists of sections and not chapters. Typically, the introduction of an article combines literature review and theoretical framework to make it more condensed and focused. And formatting of an article varies from journal to journal. An article passes through the blind peer review process. And on the recommendation of the reviewers, an article may have one of the following decisions. Acceptance of your article as it is, but this is very rare in academia and publishing circles. Acceptance with revisions. Now, revision could be a major or a minor one. Or your submission can result in rejection of your article. While moving from thesis to article writing, a number of activities await your attention. First, identify the problem and what content or part of thesis you want to publish and share with the public. Thorough literature review will help you in understanding the nature of the problem, in selecting a topic or updating your subject for publication. The step in fact takes us back to the fundamentals of research. What you want to study, why you want to do it, and how your research contribute to the existing state of knowledge for the subject. Then identify the audience and identify who would be the potential reader of your publication. The audience are a key stakeholder in our research, and they help us follow the mechanism of writing meticulously. Then identify the journal and the second journal if the first choice rejects your paper. Before submission, prepare a submission package consisting of a covering letter to the editor of the journal and the article. And when you submit your article, you wait for the decisions from the editor. If the editor requires modification, follow the instructions and comments of the reviewer and revise it and resubmit. Or if it is rejected, then don't lose heart, submit it to the next journal or try to improve it in the light of the comments you receive from the first journal. Learn from your success as well as failure. Even a rejection or a long wait gives you a wonderful experience of learning and growing. Now, conversion of thesis into an article. Remember very clearly that converting the thesis into an article is not a simple process. It is a demanding and time-consuming process. Generally, it involves much rewriting, reformatting, and restructuring the thesis. In fact, you may start with revising or updating the thesis or publication and end up writing a new article. Then converting a chapter or thesis into an article involves both the shortening and the lengthening processes. When cutting, be ruthless, and when adding, be judicious. It's not simple. So it means you will have to cut a lot from your existing thesis and you will have to add a lot more in the thesis to make it compatible with the requirement of publication. In many instances, an article is not a restatement of the thesis, but an updated version of the thesis or a chapter of the thesis. Therefore, it requires several modifications, extensive editing, and frequently the incorporation of new thoughts and new studies. Then, while converting a thesis into an article, focus on one question if your thesis contains several, or consider integrating several questions to form a focused one. Follow the one argument formula as Belcher advises us. Generally, the thesis topic is broad, which allows for a detailed and lengthy study. While transforming the thesis into an article, reconsider the topic and make the study more concentrated and specialized. The introduction, literature review, theoretical framework, and conclusion should all be condensed as stated previously. The discussion must be comprehensive and strongly supported by relevant arguments. References need to be limited and appropriate. Preferably cite the recent and diverse sources. And language of the article must fulfill the journal's standard English academic requirement. Importantly, not all submitted articles get to the publication. Many are rejected and some are published. Remember, only original articles that add something new to the old get to the publication stage. For your information, I have given the acceptance ratio of the paper in different journals. Have a look at it, and what do you find? Hard work and commitment. Only through hard work and commitment you get to the publication stage and then ultimately get published at the highest level. Further suggestions. As articles are meant to be published, always read the instruction for the author page of your intended journal. Instruction for the author page provides detailed guidelines for the type of the content, word count, referencing style, and formatting. Always read the aims and scope of your intended journal. You may be submitting your article to the wrong journal, which means a waste of time and a setback for your confidence if it is returned or rejected. Preferably, read an article from the journal in which you wish to publish for getting a better idea of the type and quality of the research journal. Make sure of having affiliation with an institution at the time of submitting your public study for publication. Non-affiliated people are not encouraged to submit. Avoid the following in article writing. Avoid excessive quotations from the text. Avoid excessive citations. Keep your citations limited to the latest and diverse sources. Avoid making your topic or subject too narrow or too generalized. Address the broader debates in your field and discipline. Avoid imbalance. You must keep the introduction, literature review, and theoretical framework concise and exact. The primary focus will be on the discussion based on the claim, followed by supporting arguments. Thank you for learning with me.